It is far worse than anyone could have ever imagined. Well, that is except for like us, right? China is going into a depression. I already cued the fire. We got Russia playing cat and mouse with Europe. Oh, you guys wanted some gas? Where'd I put that gas? Oh, wait, I know, I remember. Yep, that's where I left it, right there. That's the gas that Vlad is going to give you. Also, cue the fire, number 2. If you're wondering why the market sold off, it's this guy, right? He's like, nope, what is it? They found a leak. And here was the article, surprise, stocks tumble as Gazprom completely halts Nord Stream, indefinitely due to unexpected leak. I know what'll fix it. I'm sure there'll be, 2 weeks to find the leak, or 2 weeks to slow the leak. But just, people, always trust your governments. They always have your back. I mean, they might have a knife in their hand, but they always have your back. And China is going down like a dirty prom date. I don't see a bottom in this. Their property, 87 Chinese property slumps 87%. Another article, 92%. Anything coming out of China, you know it's not accurate, right? People running to get their money out of the banks. Oh, the banks are like, where's the money? No, we put it somewhere, and they're actually slashing rates. Oh, could that mean that's because they have a slowing economy? Could that possibly mean that we are not buying their junk? Could that possibly be that large companies like Apple and whatever you want to find around the block is moving all of their companies to a different block? So it looks like there will be some new kids on the block. But when it comes to economies, you got 2 things. You have supply and you have demand. Now, over here in America, we don't want your junk anymore because we're broke. We're out of money, and the Fed keeps tightening. And at the end of the video, I will show you exactly when the Fed's going to reverse course. Kind of like how they just did in China. You see? That at some point, you can only diet for so long. No more dollars. Tighten the belt. We got this. Everything's okay. The economy is perfectly booming. Everyone has at least 17 jobs. But bravo, we are booming, and that's China. It's so far over there on an ocean. Whatever that's called. Maybe it's the Atlantic. I don't even know if you can get there from the Pacific. But think about this there, Skylar. If you were to drop an asteroid over that way in that said water, do you think there might be flooding over here? Also known as a tsunami. Yes, it just takes time. Economies don't move that quickly. I mean, look at our economy with 2 weeks to slow the spread, right? Shut all worldwide economies down. Now you're finally feeling, that was 2 years ago, you're feeling the effects of what they did 2 years ago. And these cats still aren't stopping. They have a zero policy. Oh, you got a cold? Sorry, lock the planet down forever. If anyone gets one cold, that's it. We shut it all down. It's impossible. It's a virus. You're gonna get it. If you live on this planet, you will be succumbed by 3 things: death, taxes, and a virus. Probably. But here we go. There is still no bottom for China economy. We are not even near the bottom. And their entire economy is built on these little things right here. Everything is property, trillions. And then we go back to supply and demand. There's no demand, zero. And they can't even get their money anyways. So supply, demand, they do have supply, but they do not have demand. And just in case you wanted percentages, well, here it is. Chinese property developers slump 87%. They're probably telling a lie. It's more like 100% in the first half of 2022. And it's possible the housing market still hasn't bottomed out. But thank goodness our housing market is just a booming. Well, that is unless you listen to just about anyone with their head to the housing market, right? Oh, hey, Ninja, just 1 hour ago, it happened so fast. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, about that. A warning from a real estate agent. I wonder what that is. Oh, that is it's all done. I mean, I could just keep scrolling. What else is in my feed? It's over. Another 2008 housing crash or worse. I'm going to go with more worser. Is worser a correct word? Oh, so yes, worser is a word. Ta-da! So yes, China is going to get a lot more worser along with us. China's top developer. Again, someone to the housing market. Top developer warns. Okay. And they're not allowed to warn. Property crisis has slid rapidly into severe depression. Let me highlight this for you. Depression. They're in a depression. Coming in from CNBC. Sorry. Come on, Bravo. Just read the teleprompter. You could be. Biden does it. You can do it too. Chinese stocks could plunge. Okay. Could plunge by 20% if real estate troubles get much worser. Hey, you guys are copying me. Morgan Stanley says. And I say just buy the dip, man. Hold forever, like some Asian indices, right? That they've never even recovered from the 80s. And what's going to happen to you when you still keep doing the whole, well, just keep buying, time in the market, Bravo, always better than timing. And there is always a probability that, that market top that we just had, you might never see that for 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe 40 years. Go back. That's how cycles work. Go back to 1929. You'll go 1929, 1939, 1949. You're like, shoot, that's a lot of hodl power. I'm just saying. And Chinese stocks wild run sees 19 billion wiped out. 2 days. That's all it takes. And if you just learn how to look at these things, right? Charts. Man, doesn't that look like a lot of things that we've been playing with in the last 2 years? And like what I've been saying for 2 years, what you play with does go up, but then at some point it does come back down. And how is our stonks doing? Yeah, not too good. Look at those. Oh, the yields are coming down, you guys. How are the yields falling? And the stock market's falling. Ooh, that's scary. Yes, but Bravo, I just don't care about the stock market. I just trade crypto. Oh, by the way, you have a bear flag? Real quick. A lot of people on this channel follow crypto. So occasionally I need to take just 1 second. Here, see this? See this little flag that's happening right there? It's pretty much, if you want, you could right click and click clone. It looks pretty much like this last one. Let me go ahead and noob it for you right here. Right click. We're going to clone that one. See, kind of the same pattern that just happened. Let me just clone this one right here. Clone. Let me move this over. Okay. Here we go. I just screwed that up. My bad. I guess I noobed myself. But anywho, do you see the same patterns just keep playing out over and over? Also, I am running a Labor Day sale. So if you're thinking about giving birth, link in the description. Also, it'll look kind of like this with American flags. See, Labor Day sale, $4.99 for both of my courses. That I'm going through one of them. I'm going to complete that one at some point. I'm kidding. I'm done with it. I keep signing in as a student, but those are the two you get. $2,000. But that way you could learn how to swing trade this stuff first. That's what you start with. And then you could do technicals like that. It's kind of easy. Also, I told you at the beginning that I would show you when the Fed is going to stop. When are they going to stop tightening? You just have to go over here and type in US 2-year yield. Okay, that's the blue one, because the Fed follows. It's all about the bond market, the multi-trillion-dollar bond market, which is probably about 3 times bigger than the stock market. Stock market, not so big. I like to call it the beauty pageant, right? That everyone's like, yeah, it's about price and earnings and this and that. Okay, I could actually show you some good stonks with some good PE ratios that are going in this direction. And they have solid balance sheets and they have no debt. That's so weird. That's why I don't care about all of that. I care about stupid lines. See this orange line? That's the Fed funds rate. They make it look as if they're in control of the market. They are not. They're just following the 2-year yield. And if you want to know when the Fed is going to stop, that is when orange line crosses blue line. And that's when we go in the other direction. And that's when I am going all in on the stonk market. That will also be my time to start taking profits on my bond trade that I said minimum of 1 year. You see, all of these things just take time. And I know people on YouTube, they're like, I want it now, crash everything. But if you look, see these 2 lines, okay? This is, again, it is the 2-year yield, and all of these are inverted. And this is telling you that something really horrifically bad is going to happen, like it has all the way back to all the lines from the birth of Christ, or 1988, which was a pretty good year. See, you just go along. If you want, you download TradingView. I don't think you have to download it. You just go to it. It's .com, and you could just click a couple buttons, and then you could follow along. See, when this tightening cycle started, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Fed's way behind the curve." See. They were down here. We're like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, they're not doing anything. They will. They have to. They have to look like they're in control. See right here? See the two cross? Okay, here we go. And over the next, I don't know, what, 6 months, 8 months, this line's going to go off the screen. It's going to start coming down like this, right? And then the orange line. Let me get out my little handy-dandy orange line. It's going to come up. They're going to go, I think we might be done. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're done. And then it's going to look something kind of like that without it. It's going to bounce off of my hair. Once you get in it, like you never get out of that thing. And then it goes off the page, and that's kind of how it's going to look. And how do I know this? Well, because this is what it looks like forever and ever, all the way back. But right now, the Fed keeps looking at this. This is a really bad picture for strong employment data. U.S. unemployment looks like we added 315,000 Uber Eats jobs in August as strong market defies signs of worsening economy. So the chosen one who sits on the chair, Jerome Powell, also known as Pew Pew Powell, says the Federal Reserve intends to continue interest rate hikes until everyone is without a job and homeless. Also coming in from random news, there's stories that I'm just like, what? Who wants to be a billionaire? It looks like 6 in 10 of you Americans strive to be mega wealthy. And the article says some 44%, I'm just going to round it to half, of U.S. adults believe they have the ability, the tools to become billionaires, largely fueled by speculative investments such as cryptocurrencies. Let me pop the bubble for you. No. Becoming a billionaire isn't like a lottery ticket. Like, oh, hey, look, I'm going to buy, $10 worth of Bitcoin. Oh, look, I'm a billionaire. And I say, cue the fire. No, you're not. You're just holding a little bit of Bitcoin. That's it. It's not a lottery ticket. How do you become a billionaire? You do what these guys do. Well, or you... Nah, I don't think even being a politician, you're probably not going to get there. You have to start selling junk, okay? Start a business, just like this guy did. Start a business, trade equities. That's how you do it. I mean, you can start a business and trade stocks, I did say equities. Trade crypto too. You could trade it. If you want to hodl it, fine, go ahead and hodl. But at the end of the day, it's your business that has revenue, and that revenue comes in. You're like, oh, what do I do with this? And you know how at the beginning of the video we did a little bit of that. Sell that. I don't care. I just Googled it. Here, spray a fart spray. You want to know how much, and then you use that money to buy. Oh, see, little surfboard above my head. Use that money to buy stuff. That's it. How much is this guy making? Yes, I know it costs you money to make a product, and yeah, I'm sure that plastic bottle costs a whole nickel. This guy's making $19,989.99 a month. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. But what about the cost? Cost of goods sold. COGS, bravo. Yeah, whatever. What about taxes? You never talk about. Okay, yeah, obviously. So fine, you walk away with $15,000 a month. I mean, it's probably stupid if you're at a bar. The girl's like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I sell wet poop. You sell wet poop, use that money, the profit that you make to buy surfboards so you can surf. See, that's how it is. Also, $197, 3 payments for all of my courses. Also, at the end of the day, do you really need to be a billionaire? Come on, Skylar. I mean, just stick with a millionaire. Do that. That'll probably cover just about everything for you. But you got to do something. You got to start. And I'll see you in the next video, which would be in a few minutes, because I work every single day of my life. So if you want to get on this side, hey, come paddle with me.